Papa Swoleo's coming for you. Papa Swoleo's coming for you. Papa Swoleo's coming for you. Yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Papa Swoleo's coming. He's coming. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Daddy's coming. Daddy's coming. Papa Swoleo is coming. I'm waiting for you. Come on in. Come on in. Daddy's coming. Daddy's coming. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Let's do this. Oh, oh, oh.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, test Ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 767 of the Daily Mother Whoa, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. So let's get that angle on the biceps. Looking good, feeling good. Actually feeling a little sore, I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little soft today, but I have not yet been pumping. I haven't done any of my body weight exercises. I haven't done any of my yoga today. I'm fucking slacking, but I'm going to get on it later because I'm going to be doing some traveling. So I'm here now. And I am laying on my knowledge nuts right onto your chin around, around 12:40 Eastern time. So welcome, fam, to episode 767. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying the flow of the episodes and what we've been doing yesterday. And yes, some of these episodes will be having that whole nice intro. You like that, Eric? You like that shit? Yeah, hat and a shirt. And I'm liking the hat and the shirt lately, so I'm going to do it. And I do what I feel when I feel like what I want to do. And that's how we roll. So thank you for joining me for the Quadcast. If it's your first episode, make sure you say what up. This is episode 767. Live on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, right here at Swolenormous. Remember, all the episodes you can catch on the podcast, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcast if you want some more knowledge nukes. You want to catch up on the game train. So let me say hello to the fam. What's going on YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Hit the gym at 5:30 a.m. I'll be dragging in a few hours. Get it done, man. Man, you can do intros in the live videos now. Yeah, well, actually, you always could. I'm just upping my game and figuring out how to do it myself. So Papa Swoleo keeps on stepping up the production value of the Daily Swole. Always stepping up the production value, always trying to take it to the next level, right? Always trying to take it up a notch. So we've been doing some demos, we've been doing some breakdowns lately, and I just wanted to make it a little bit more dynamic for those of you that watch. Obviously, you can ask questions live, you can get great instant feedback, but also I wanted to start doing some videos, doing some exercise breakdowns, kind of get into a little bit of the topics, because we've been going over so many topics for 766 other episodes, right? Think about that. And we've talked about, for example, pull-up negatives. So yesterday I brought in the videos and we broke it down, and I visually broke down what you need to do if you want to be able to do more pull-ups or do your first pull-up. So that was a great episode. And the day before, we talked about the BS in the fitness industry and some bullshit products that you might see. It was just fun for Sunday Fun Day. But there's going to be a lot more of that coming. So long as I'm home at the home base in the office, I'm going to be breaking down a lot of those things and doing some more picture-in-picture and some videos and some, I guess, a little bit more visual accompaniment. That way I can get into the content a little bit deeper and you have a little bit more context, because it's one thing if you're driving in the car listening to the podcast and how descriptive I can be, but also if you're watching, how that can complement a lot of the content that we're talking about here. So I want to use that for getting into some of these topics that we've talked about before and then going into them a little bit deeper. So that's going to be really awesome. I wouldn't let my girlfriend watch Papa Swole live the other day unless she grunted like a gorilla. She passed the test. Harding, that's what we call a keeper, my friend. If your girl is grunting, that's what we call a keeper. If she's doing the Papa Swoleo gorilla grunt, That's a keeper. So you better put a ring on it, bruh. Remember to breathe. Andy McPherson, remember to breathe what? I tell myself this. Yeah, yeah, remember to breathe. That's pretty good. It's kind of like living. Pretty important to pretty important to breathe. I think that's good advice for most people. First episode, what's going on, Danielle on Facebook? Well, the negatives. Yes, the negatives. Did everyone catch that episode yesterday? If you didn't see 766, it was how to do your first pull up and how to do more pull ups if you can already do a couple. So if you are sitting at 2 or 3 pull ups and you want to do 4, 5, 6, 7, then that's a great episode for you as well, especially if you cannot do a pull up and you want to do your first one. So that's really effective. And if you want to bump up your pull up numbers, that's even better. Let's see here. Fit by 50 on YouTube. Listen to an old episode and I'm cutting sugar, dairy, seeing where things go. Bro, make sure you YouTube my elimination diet episodes. Type in Swolenormous and elimination in the search bar and it's going to pull up a lot of great episodes. And all the stuff I talk about, the elimination diet, inflammatory foods, all those keywords. I tag all my videos. So if any of you want to go straight to an episode and really have the effectiveness and the accuracy of a Google search, go on YouTube and type in Swolenormous space and then whatever keyword you want for whatever episode. And then when you have the number, then you can go listen to it on a podcast or you can watch it right there and get the info straight up. So that's the best way to target an individual episode because I certainly don't remember what's in each and every one. I have to search myself. So that's what I do personally when I want to find an episode that I talked about a specific topic in. What's up, Swole? Got yoga in this morning, 4:30 a.m. That's boss. I know a lot of people don't like to do yoga too early because they feel like they'll fall asleep. I think yoga first thing in the morning is great. At least some mobility work, right? At least some mobility and some, gets the blood flowing, decompresses the spine and stuff like that. Your beard helps me grind through reps. Does anyone else feel that? Does anyone else get that effect when you watch me when you're at the gym? Does it help you push through? Does it help you break fucking plateaus? Does it help you get there? Meg's yesterday's episode answered a lot of questions I had been meaning to ask. Great. So in terms of those episodes where I go into some of these videos, when you're watching live and you catch one of these episodes, make sure you drop a suggestion. If you have any kind of topic that you want me to cover in future episodes, feel free to drop in the comments, send me a message directly. I'm always open to ideas of things that maybe I haven't covered in a while. Don't forget, I have a lot of things going on. I have a lot of things on my mind in terms of content. And if there's something that you're interested in, I'm sure a lot of other people will be interested as well. So that way we can get into those topics a little bit more. And I know pull-ups are always popular. The pull-up negatives and how to get more pull-ups and how to do your first pull-up is always popular. So just getting started with that type of content, that kind of podcast, that was a great place to start. So moving forward, there's ways to, we'll do the same thing with push-ups. We'll do the same way with other exercises and breakdowns. And in addition to stuff like with nutrition, but if there's anything in particular that could be really visually stimulating, I'll bring up some content. We'll do that. Hello from the Bay Area. What's up? The gorilla grunts work better. Of course they do. Let's see here. Fit by fit. Do I have the what? So you can see it? No, it didn't work. It didn't work, bro. The multi-chat, it wasn't pulling up for me that I saw. So if you want to see all chats going, then join the other ones. I'm not doing chat on the screen yet. When I can, if it works for Facebook, because I'm not going to put stuff on the screen necessarily that no one else can see. But I'm working on that. So when I, in a couple days when I come back, I'll work on getting some more chat on the screen. But yeah, so that's coming too. Don't worry, I'll figure that out. I'll get it so it works. I just want to make sure that everyone can see, what everyone's typing. So that's the next level. That's the next thing that I'm going to do. It didn't work. I couldn't really get the bug out for whatever I was doing. Probably something that I did, but I'll tweak that. So yeah, so make sure you keep on tuning in, and especially later this week, we'll get into some more of that content. So today's episode 767, those of you that are joining live, how to make yourself unstoppable. And this is going to really relate to a video that I posted on YouTube, and I will post this on Facebook. So if you're watching on Facebook, and if you just follow me on Facebook, you will see this video posted in widescreen later today, probably after the Swole, maybe an hour or so. because this relates a lot to the content in that video. So I want you to go check it out. Then, if you want to catch it earlier, just go over to my YouTube channel, YouTube at Swolenormous, and you'll see it on the Swole Motion playlist. And it's called One Road. It's called, and that's the thumbnail. It's called One Road. And this is how to make yourself unstoppable. It's how to make yourself unstoppable. And what do I mean by unstoppable? Well, first off, you've heard the cliches that you are the only one. You are the only one that, hold on a second. You are the only one that can make progress, right? So it doesn't matter what program you have. It doesn't matter what nutrition plan you have. It doesn't matter what kind of gym membership you have. If you are not executing and you're not doing what you need to do, nothing's going to happen. No one's going to do it for you, right? No one is going to lift for you. No one is going to train for you. No one is going to feed you. No one can eat food and then kind of like, spiritually pass it on to you. You have to actually do the work. You have to cook the food. You have to eat the food. You have to do the training. And that's why a lot of people fall off. So that's why there are people that come into this community that watch the podcast, that get kind of involved, quote unquote, and start doing some of the trainings and then fall off and then quit and, punch out. There's a lot of people that do that. And it pisses me off. It used to piss me off. Now when it happens, I just feel sad. It's like people can't help themselves. And I think it's because there's a lot of people out there that really don't feel like they have support. And in many cases, you don't have support. You need to support yourself. You don't need external support. It helps, but it won't replace you not supporting yourself. Having a community here live on the podcast, being a part of Swolenormous, you need to support yourself. It adds to it. It will help keep you engaged. It will help keep you on point doing the right things, but you have to support yourself. You have to believe that you can do it. And it's not the cheesy cliche of, oh, I believe I can, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. But that's really also not just a cliche. It became a cliche because it's true. You need to believe you can do it, and you need to do it yourself. You have to do it yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and then you have to take the action to show yourself. The discipline that we always discuss here, how motivation is an emotion. Remember, motivation will betray you. And it's not like it's supposed to be loyal to you anyway. Motivation is essentially a feeling. It's a feeling of what? Happiness, right? It's a feeling of happiness. It's a feeling of excitement, right? Of inspiration, but momentary inspiration. Motivation is not really a tangible thing that is going to propel you to your goals. Motivation is temporary, and you can use those types of surface emotions to build your discipline. But the discipline still has to be built. The discipline still has to be created. The discipline still has to be earned and constructed. And everyone's is going to look differently. Everyone's discipline, everyone's outcome is going to look differently. And the premise of the video that I posted, the One Road, is as follows. And I want to break this down a little bit and then explain it. And then I want you to go watch that video, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. It is the premise that there are, let's say, 7 billion people, whether it's 7.5, whether there's 6 billion. Let's just say there's 7 billion people in the world. That means there are 7 billion different roads that you can take. There are 7 billion different roads and one for each person, right? Each person has their own road they can travel. Each person has their own path. The issue is that there are only a couple 100,000 roads that are being traveled. Everyone's jamming into a couple few categories. Everyone's trying to follow someone else or do what someone else is doing or live life someone else's way or try to make money so they can buy what someone else has or look the way someone else does. I want abs so I can look like this person. I want biceps so I can look like this person. I want to lose weight so I can fit in a bikini that the celebrity wears that I like. Everyone's trying to follow someone else, right? There's traffic jams on the roads because we're narrowing down how many roads are being utilized, but everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own journey. And something that I continuously realize for myself is the fact that if it's your road, and it's your road, and someone else can kind of go on your road. It doesn't matter. The whole point is that you're traveling your path. When you are on your path specifically, if someone else wants to follow, that's fine. I mean, that's their problem. But if you're on your path, you're in the lead because it's your road. You are completely in control. And what it means by control is not that you can control everything in your life, because a lot of things are out of your control. You have to just accept what happens in many cases and just react to them. But if you are on your road and you are creating your life in your way, what makes you happy and doing your thing, no one can get in your way. And again, I made this post on Instagram. I said, if you're on your own path, it's a lot less fucking busy. No one gets in your way when you're doing your thing. You don't have to move fast if you don't want to move fast. You don't have to go slow if you want to go faster. You can step back when you want to step back. You can, push the pedal down if you want to push the pedal down. That's a very empowering concept. That's a very empowering thing to think about when you have full control. You have full control in what you do. You have full control with how you feel about it. With how you feel about it. That's where everyone stops discussing. You have control in your perspective and what you project to yourself about your journey, about your life. So the way you feel, essentially about the way you feel. If you want to slow things down, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Are you anxious because other people are moving, quote, faster than you? Are you trying to catch up to what your friend is doing? Are you trying to catch up to someone else that you see on Instagram? Are you trying to get leaner because someone else in this world is leaner than you and has better looking abs than you? Let me save you some time. There's always someone that is going to be leaner than you. There's always someone that is going to look better than you based on different people's opinions. Doesn't matter what your opinion of beauty is. There's probably always going to be someone else out there that will top you. Whatever you feel is beautiful, whether it's, sexual attraction or physique wise, there's always going to be someone else that's more muscular, leaner, taller, whatever, has a better beard. Oh, thank you. Right? There's always someone that's going to have the next level up or something that's just a little bit better, right? The grass is always greener. Now, what you don't see is their struggle. What you don't see is how they perceive their own, because think about that. You're aspiring. You're aspiring to be like someone else, right? Let's say you want this person's physique, like, oh, they have an amazing life. Let's say they have money, they have health, or they seem to be, right, with what you see. They're muscular, there's whatever it is, they have what you want. Money, car, life, family, whatever it is. You don't see all the things that they want. They have those things, and I guarantee that they are looking for something to improve on, right? They're looking for either a nicer car, or they wish they had a little more free time because they have a family. And yes, they have these nice things, but they're also working 12 hours a day and they don't get to see their family that much. Like, you don't see some of these aspects. You don't see people's internal struggle. So when your perspective changes, when your perspective changes on your own life, and you stop pressuring yourself to be perfect. You stop pressuring yourself to have certain things. You stop pressuring yourself to do things a certain way. All of a sudden, everything kind of opens up, everything kind of changes, and then there's no resistance. And then there's no one standing in your way. And then there's no one's opinion that matters, because it's only your opinion. If you love what you're doing and you're accepting of what you're doing and you understand where you are and you understand where you're going and you're happy with what your position is, that's all it takes. That's it. It's your perception of your life. And it's you knowing that you're in control. And it's you knowing that that control means a lot more than, okay, I can decide to walk to the store or drive my car or ride a bike. It's much more control than that. It's how you look at your life. It's how you perceive your life. It's how you see yourself. It's how content and satisfied you are with your existence. And that's priceless. That makes you unstoppable. No one can take that away from you. No one can take your perspective. No one can take your mindset away from you. You can lose functionality physically. You can lose, but your mental health, your mental acuity, and how you feel about your situation with your fitness, right? With weight loss, with muscle building. I mean, tag someone and share them. This is the shit that no one wants to fucking talk about. Everyone wants to know, how do I lose weight? How do I lose weight? I'm trying to, how do I do this exercise? What food should I cut out? Those things are great, but if you don't have this kind of concept locked down, nothing's going to make you happy. Nothing's going to make you happy. Nothing's going to make you happy. No amount of weight loss, no amount of body fat percentage is going to make you happy if you don't have this mindset for your life, period. Because I guarantee you're going to get fatter. You're going to gain weight. You're going to retain water. You're going to be sore. You're going to get injured. There are all these things that through the course of life, you are going to have. More or less guaranteed, you're going to have these backslides. You're going to have these moments where shit doesn't go your way and you're not happy and it's not going well. Okay? You're going to gain body weight. You're going to lose some muscle. You're going to look less pumped. You're going to look less defined. You're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel like not going to the gym. Welcome to life. That's going to happen frequently. Frequently. You're never going to make just progress endlessly. However, you can make progress, I would say more or less endlessly, if you have the mental game. That's the only way that you can make consistent progress almost nonstop. You can control what's up top. You can control how you see things. You can control the pressure you put yourself under. You can control your anxiety and your, for getting results. You're not going to get results quickly. And a lot of people are anxious for those results. You bought a gym membership or a fitness program. You bought all this new food. You got new clothes, right? You change your schedule around and you want results like so bad because you did all these things and you just want it to happen now. Are you prepared mentally, physically? Are you invested and engaged enough? Are you in the trenches enough? Because it's going to be like that without results for the next 6 months. Are you prepared to go through this for 6 months until you might see really measurable progress? I mean, it might happen in 3 months. You might lose 10 pounds of water weight in a couple of weeks. Is that going to satisfy you? I guarantee it won't. You lose 10, 15 pounds. It sounds great now. Wow, I'd love to lose 10, 15 pounds. I guarantee you, if you lost 10 or 15 pounds, let's say it's water weight from changing some habits, you wouldn't be happy with everything all of a sudden. It wouldn't be, oh, everything's good now. No, you'd still want more, or you'd want, yeah, but now my skin is a little bit loose, and how do I tighten up the skin under my arm, or I'm a little bit loose skin around my belly, and how do I tighten that up? There's always something else. So once you lose 10 or 15 pounds, you're not going to be happy with the loose skin that's there, or you're not going to be happy with the physique that's left behind. You're going to see all this. That's the reality. You're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to be satisfied. You want to be satisfied. You hope to be satisfied. You think in your head, oh, if I have this, I'll be so much happier. It doesn't work like that. You think, oh, if I have $100,000 or $1 million, I'm going to be happy. It doesn't work like that. Certain things can be easier, but other problems come with it, and other aspirations and other desires and other comparisons. But if you're on your own path and you're on your own road, right? One of those 7 billion, you're the only one that can forge your path and your road. You're the only one. No one can tell you that your road sucks. It's your road. You do what you want. If you're happy and you're doing your thing, that's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do. That is literally how you make yourself unstoppable, impenetrable. It's up here. It's in the mind. It's not the body. It's the mind. The mind makes you unstoppable. The brain game makes you unstoppable. Above the shoulders makes you unstoppable. Sure, a six-pack looks good and shoulders look good and deltoids, right? Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't have the head game. Because life is long. It's fucking long. It's a lot longer. Everyone that says life is short, anyone that says life is short is not doing what they enjoy in their life. Life is not short. It's fucking long. There's a lot of time. And there's a lot of time to think. And when you think and you're not thinking about the right things, or you're thinking too much rather, you get distracted and you get very, very anxious and you get overwhelmed. what does overwhelm really mean? What does overwhelm really mean? It means you're thinking of too many things at once. It means you're trying to pull yourself in too many directions at once. And isolating certain thoughts and certain angles and certain approaches. I mean, if you're thinking of 100 things at a time, imagine if you could whittle that down to 10 or 5 or 1. How much more energy and brain space can be focused on less things? You'd be much more efficient, get more accomplished, and overall, you'll be less anxious or worried or stressed or overwhelmed because you're focusing on less things at a time. My point is that if you create focus, if you start meditating, if you start getting your head right and realizing that your path and your journey is yours and yours alone. Yours and yours alone. No one can tell you otherwise. No one has control of your life. No one has control of your life. You're not dependent on anyone. And I'm not talking about financially dependent, but like you're not dependent on anyone, period. Your life and everything is up here. It's above the shoulders. The body and the mind work together, but the mind is extremely, extremely powerful. And how you perceive your progress and how you perceive your goals and how you set your goals and how you approach those goals through your execution every day and your understanding that your path is your path and you don't have to compare yourself to anyone or your results to anyone else's, that's very liberating. And that makes you unstoppable. You can't insult someone that doesn't allow themselves to be insulted, right? If you call me a name and I don't get upset and I say, oh, someone's calling me a name online. It happens all the time. I just ignore it. Sometimes I make a funny response and because I don't care and I just play back and forth. A lot of times it's just joking and people sit behind a keyboard and say something insulting and I say it back, but no one's really angry. It's just kind of like a fun, poking back and forth. Okay, so if it doesn't bother me, then they don't win. It doesn't insult me. I don't care what you say about my beard or my man bun or my hair. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I think it's funny. Sometimes I'll come back with a good zinger, but it doesn't affect me. It doesn't ruin my day. I don't care what you say about me. I'm putting myself out there. What are you doing? I'm making videos. I'm coming out. Of course, okay. You stick your neck out. Someone's going to try to chop it off, but are you going to let it get chopped off? Are you going to let it bother you? Are you going to let it sit inside and ball up? A lot of it is about you, not that person. Usually when someone comes at you, whether it's family or friends, about your fitness and they're being negative, it's more about their feelings. It's more about what they have inside them rather than what you're doing. It's more about them than you. And when someone's being negative, when someone's being negative towards you about your health and fitness, it says more about them than it does you. How you react to that says everything about you. Do you understand where they're coming from? Do you understand that they probably have some issues? Are you going to internalize that and let someone else's opinion actually affect your life? Think about how stupid that is. And I'm not saying stupid as if, as in you're stupid if you have let this happen. But I'm saying think of how like asinine and ridiculous that is. Something that someone else thinks. I just step back. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and it's kind of amazing how many people really get bothered by this. Something that another human being says or thinks. Something another fucking human being, some just random human being says or thinks changes your opinion or gets you emotionally engaged. Some fucking animal. A human being is an animal, right? A mammal, an animal. They make some sounds out of their mouth or they type something and, oh my God, I'm insulted. That's racist or that's an insult or that makes me feel uncomfortable. Something someone else fucking says bothers you. That's ridiculous. It's your fault. If someone says something insulting and you get insulted by it, it's your fault. Ignore them. Ignore it. Move on. Get over it. We have way too much of that in society, but you also have that in your social circles. You have that with your parents, with your friends, with people that are negative about your health and fitness, because I get messages all the time. My husband doesn't train. My wife doesn't work out, doesn't support me and brings junk food into the house. My friends make fun of me when I go out to the bar and I don't drink, or I bring my food with me, or I already ate and they always try to push things on me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, ignore it. Ignore those people. And it sucks when it's a boyfriend or a husband or a wife, but if they don't support you, newsflash, you need a new boyfriend, you need a new girlfriend, a new husband, or a new wife. No one wants to say that, but it's true. If someone doesn't believe or support what you do and you want to be fit and healthy and they don't support that and they're kind of keep on dragging you down, you need a new person in your life. You need a new person in your life. Very rarely will people like that change. And you might have made a mistake 10 years ago or 5 years ago when you met. Okay, so your interests changed. You fell in love with fitness. You fell in love with doing better for your body. You're learning more about life and how you work and how you feel. And you want to change and make those improvements and someone's dragging you down. Fuck that person. Get rid of them. You got to get rid of them. Change. New friends, new people, new relationships. When you are focused on your own shit, when you are on your path, okay, that journey, that individual road that's only for you, when you are on your road, you will find people along that road that support and collaborate with your vision. There are a lot of roads, like I said, let's say 7 billion, for example, individuals and 7 billion individual roads, but a lot of those run parallel and some of those intersect and cross over, and you will cross paths with people with similar mindsets to yours that you meet someone at the gym or in the parking lot or at a coffee shop or somewhere that is eating, or at a restaurant that serves healthier food, and you meet them, or the waitress or the waiter, and you just have a conversation and you become friends. Oh, you go to this gym? Cool. Oh, and you see them at the gym, and you wave, you become friends. Who knows? But you'll meet people when you focus on your shit, when you're more, quote, selfish, but when you focus on building yourself up. So don't worry so much about what other people say. Don't worry so much what other people think. It comes down more to how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your vision, how you feel about your journey, how you feel about your life. If you are focused on your path, tunnel vision, and you're focusing on your shit. So if you're on your road, no one can get in your way. No one can taint your journey. It's your fault. It's your responsibility. And it's on you. Your vision and how you view it is everything. And that makes yourself unstoppable. Evdog on YouTube. I totally have had that problem. Way overload on the brain. I know it, man. I was just thinking you're in control of yourself. No one else can be in control. No one. No one, Heather. No one controls you. No one can control you. It's you and you alone. You're the only one. You're the only one in control. You're the only one that knows where you want to go. And you're the only one that can take you there. So don't think so much about when you're looking at your progress. And I want all of you to do this right now, or at least after the show later today. Think about your progress. How much weight you're losing or muscle you're building, whatever your goal is, okay? And I want you to try to unlearn. It's this process of unlearning that's really challenging. Unlearning how to compare yourself to others. Oh, it's not fast enough. If you're losing half a pound a week, it doesn't seem fast, but it's extremely effective. What happens if you lose half a pound a week for a year? You lost 26 pounds in a year. You don't think that's amazing? You don't think that's excellent? 1 pound a week. Oh, but I'm only losing a pound a week. My friend Sammy, she lost, 4 pounds, then she lost 10, and wow. Well, she probably hit a wall and then gained a lot of that back. If you lose a pound a week, that's 52 pounds in a year. That shit adds up. Not to mention, if you're lifting weights, you're probably losing more fat and you're building muscle as well. I mean, 1 pound a week. What about a quarter pound a week? That's 15 pounds or 20 pounds, over the course of a year. That's significant. That's significant. We're looking for these big numbers because we get this stupid, weight loss challenge TV shows, right? The Biggest Loser and all these things that are unrealistic, that are edited, that are set up to get you engaged. Wow, that person lost 147 pounds. Yeah, in an ungodly short amount of time, with all these doctors and experts and this and cameras and forced into certain, of course, Of course, not to mention those scales, who knows how accurate they are? Maybe they're skewing them a little bit to make some more drama, or it's just editing. The shows are editing. People lose weight and people also gain that weight back. Have you heard the stories of people that go through that show or those types of shows or those types of extreme things and they gain a lot of it back, maybe half back or maybe all back plus more? It's like, fuck. So how important is that? They get you on that number. Society, school, education gets you on adding numbers, adding, subtracting. The scale gets you on adding and subtracting. It's not adding and subtracting. Life is not adding and subtracting. Life is a lot more simple. Forget about math. Okay? Forget about your goals. Understand what you mean. This is one thing that I don't like about goals. Goals assume that there's an end point. Okay? You want to lose 10 pounds. Well, what happens after you lose 10 pounds? That could happen in, let's say, a month. What happens after that? Maybe 2 months. What happens next? People seem to use goals as if that's a finish line. Well, let's assume you're going to die at 90 or 100, right? Let's say you're going to live, a long life, right? Technology gets better. You're going to live, if you're watching this right now, you're going to live for like 60 more years probably. 50 to 60 more years. Okay? Like that's going to happen. That's going to happen. You're going to live that long. So should the goal really be, I want to gain 20 pounds? I want to lose 20 pounds? I mean, that can happen. And losing extra body fat can be very, very healthy, of course. I'm not saying don't build muscle. I'm not saying don't lose fat. I'm not saying don't do those things. But what should the real goal be? And that's where we start getting into vision and that vision for the future. And goals, you could have little landmark, little check marks, little checkpoints along the way. But it's all about what happens at the end, right? You're going to be 85. You're going to be 90. What have you done? And what are you focusing on that is going to make that a success? And that's where the mind comes in. Because doesn't matter how good you look at 20, 30, 40, or 50, you ain't going to look that good when you're 80 or 90. I don't care if you're in good shape. You're going to be wrinkly. You're going to be saggy. Your muscles are going to be deteriorating. You're going to die. And so that 10 pounds you lost when you were 35, that meant all the world to you, isn't going to mean dog shit at the end. And it's kind of sad because everyone that's really focused on losing weight and burning and all these little superficial details, they're health related too. But the superficial stuff, right? I want bigger shoulders. I want to get rid of stuff. These are the kind of things that are going to be, these are the people that are going to be coming to grips and coming face to face with a lot of disappointment and regret and lack of satisfaction at the end of their life because they focused on these minute details that didn't matter. They focused on losing 10 pounds. They were struggling to get that six pack for their whole fucking life. And they forgot to lift their head up and realize, wow, life is wonderful and I'm healthy and I'm doing my fitness. And okay, maybe I'm not meant to have a six pack. Just because you're a human being doesn't mean you're going to have a six pack. Just because you're eating certain foods and you're lifting weights and you're doing planks and crunches and this and that, it doesn't mean you're going to have a six pack. There are a lot of other factors and variables. There's genetics, there's environmental factors, there's stress, there's all sorts of things. When you started, what kind of exercise? I mean, there's just so many different things. And when you really want to have an elite looking body, it takes elite levels of work and elite levels of work ethic and elite levels of obsession. If you want to be a wonderful pianist and you want to be just a master playing the piano, you have to practice for decades. You don't just play for 5 years and you're just a whiz unless you're just a genius with it. Same thing with fitness. It takes decades. So the idea that you're maybe 40 pounds overweight and you want a six pack, okay, you understand you're really not even just overhauling your life and just changing your life habits and things. You're going to really dive in and be obsessed with fitness because that's what it's going to take to reverse the damage and to get an elite physique, not just to be a healthy human being. We're talking to look a certain way, like performance wise. That's next level. You're making it your life. So you have to really understand what you're trying to accomplish. And a lot of times when you go for the vision and you go for the long term and you get the mind right and you focus on the right things and you're doing it for the right reasons, those other goals, they happen. You lose weight, you build muscle. Maybe you get your six pack. And a lot of times that can happen by focusing on the right things. Just another aspect of that. That's how you make yourself unstoppable. That's how you crack the code and you get past what everyone else is fucking saying in your ear. Because a lot of you have family members that are chiding you, that are, I don't know, making fun of you, but kind of teasing you, or, oh, what are you going to eat? What are you going to be like you're going to be a bodybuilder now? Oh, look at you eating, eating this all the time, blah, blah, blah. Just the negativity, just the stupid things. I can't even think of something on top of my head. Just stupid stuff people say. Whatever stupid things your parents or your brother and sister, your friends are saying about you improving yourself and trying to do better by yourself. And that's sad, but you can't associate yourself with those people and you can't let those things bring you down. Thank you for this, Dash. Definitely needed some mental gains. You're welcome, Zach. 100%, it's your journey. Don't worry about others. You're doing better than others and not as good as some. Just keep moving. Absolutely, James. Don't forget, if you're comparing yourself to others, which is a no-no already, but there are a lot of people that wish they had what you had. A lot of people that wish they had what you have. And you're not appreciating what you have and you're trying to go somewhere else. Like a lot of people wish they had what you have. Yes, and also we gain health even if weight is not lost. Eating healthy affects us mentally, very important. Absolutely, Melissa. Goals are the stepping stones, for sure. Let's see. Eric Dean, I want a six-pack, but I don't think I will. I look at the way my oldest son is shaped. It's like me holding weight around the waist. My youngest son isn't that way at all. My oldest and me are very alike in a lot of ways. I mean, you do the best you can. I mean, could you go harder and get more intense and obsessed with everything? Sure, but you have other obligations as well and other interests and things. To the level of obsession and focus that you need to get a six-pack, if it's possible, might not be ideal for all people. Most people don't realize what it really takes to get there and then to maintain that like you're all the time. It's your focus. Yeah, keep it simple, keep it consistent, keep your focus, and just keep on hammering away. But the life isn't moving. Your life isn't stopping. It's always moving. So it's how you have to learn how to deal with these things. You have to learn to deal with these realities because life is moving, life is going. And are you going to be comparing yourself and like strangling with like a rope around your neck and like, always like head above water, just trying to keep your head above water mentally? I'm not talking about financially, but mentally. Or are you going to take control? Take control. Live your life by your terms. Live your life the way you want. Live your life the way that you see fit. Do the things that make you happy. Do things that help improve you. Do things that help build your discipline. Do things that help you expand and develop as a human being. It's going to help. It's all there is. It's all there is. There's nothing else besides that. It's not that complicated. Companies and fitness and supplement companies, they all want to make it so complicated. Like, take this, you need this to lose weight. You don't. Eat this, you need this to build muscle. You don't. You don't need those things. In fact, you need none of those things. You need none of those supplements to build muscle or to lose weight. What you need is the right mindset and the right approach to your health and to eat the right foods fundamentally to lose extra body fat and water weight. You want to build muscle? Sure, you can build muscle in many different ways. With body weight exercises to an extent, with weights, with high reps, with low reps. You can build muscle in many, many, many different ways. You have to overload yourself consistently, not get injured, and be progressive over the course of years. And you could build plenty of muscle naturally with food with no supplements. Guaranteed, people do it. So you don't have to do it any specific way. There are many different ways to do it, but the common denominator is time, is investment. Investment of your time, investment of your energy, focus, and focusing on your shit and not caring. Trust me, when I was starting to bulk, and this is like early 2000s, before like fitness was, we didn't have Instagram twins posting pictures of their butt and doing shitty workouts on Instagram all the time. Instagram didn't exist. So when I started training, it was before all of this. It was before all of this, like, fitness rage on social media. It was before all of this. And yeah, when I was bringing food everywhere and I was getting up and training and I was, lifting weights hard. I mean, I wasn't people were lifting weights, there were gyms around, but I was the anomaly around people that I knew. I wasn't the common denominator. Now everyone's at the gym. It's like the thing. And, a lot of people do it poorly, of course, but that's what I did. And I just hooked in. I loved it. And I did it. And that's all I did. That's all it took, was just me going all in. And I didn't care what anyone thought. I did what I needed to do. I trained when I needed to train. I didn't go out and do things unless I got my workouts in. Like, it was number one priority in my life. And I focused on my fitness and building muscle and getting bigger and doing it the right way, though, not just, being a meathead, but doing it the right way, learning, educating myself, self-education, not just college. It was self-education as well, learning, reading, trying, experimenting. And that can make you unstoppable. Learn yourself, put the control in you, learn, and don't let anyone take control or let anyone have that kind of control over your life. You're the only one that matters when it comes to your projection and your vision and in your view and how you perceive your life and how you handle your existence. It's your path, it's your road, it's all you. And I'm going to post that video on Facebook, but it's already on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Thanks for all the info, fam, and Papa Swole. You're welcome, John. Eric, I keep progressing every week, so that's fine with me. Be the better version of what I got. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to make it a priority. I mean, if you want to improve your fitness, you make it a priority, but it could be intertwined with all aspects of your life. I mean, it's not just fitness. It's fitness with, it's part of your life. It's part of who you are. It's part of what you do. Got to make it a priority. But that's how you make yourself unstoppable. You're in control. But when you tell yourself, and when I say you're in control, and when you tell yourself, yeah, you're right, I am in control, don't just say you're in control, be in control. Like, literally, be in control. And start looking at how you view your life. How you view your life. Not what anyone else does. Not what anyone else says. Not what anyone else has or wants for themselves. What you want for yourself and how you perceive and how you value what you're doing. Are you happy? Are you building towards something? How are you living? How are you training? What are your goals? Literally, what do you want? Not what someone else wants. And especially not what someone else thinks about what you want. And not what you perceive or what you think someone else thinks about what you want. I know that's a little bit of a brain teaser, but you cannot care what other people think about what you want. It doesn't matter. It only matters about what you got going on upstairs. That's it. What you have going on upstairs is everything. So you're the only one in control. You're the only one that can do this. And that's why meditation and self-reflection and, the mental game is so important with fat loss, with muscle building, with fitness, with everything. And it crosses over into so many aspects because fitness crosses into all these aspects of life, everything. So this type of mindset will spread far beyond fitness because fitness is part of your life intricately in all different aspects. And that's why this mindset will have improvements in all different aspects of your life. So thank you, fam, for joining me for episode 767. Tomorrow and the next day, I'm going to have some different environments. So we're going to be taking Swole on the road. So make sure you follow me here and you'll see some of the new broadcasts are going to be in a couple different places. So you'll see some traveling Swole. So just make sure you follow me on Facebook and YouTube. But default, no matter what, the videos and the Daily Swole will be posted at minimum. At minimum, will be on Facebook Live. So if you don't see it on other channels for whatever reason, make sure you always default to Facebook, because if I can only go live or broadcast in one place, for example, it's going to be Facebook by default. So make sure you go check it out there and follow me there. That way you don't miss a single Daily Swole. And also, of course, SoundCloud and Apple Podcast for the episodes, the audio gains. You could jam your ear holes with some knowledge nuke. So make sure you go check that out. Swolenormous everywhere. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining for 767. I will see you tomorrow for episode 768 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, and Sleevescast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Thanks for joining me for 767. See you tomorrow for 768. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose. Papa Swolio. Oh, out. Later, fam. Love ya. See you tomorrow. Peace.